Bonnybridge has a population of about 6,000 and it has in excess of 300 UFO sightings per annum. Okay. Good morning, fellow YouTubers. We have a lovely April morning in the west of Scotland. Temperature, don't know, 14-15 degrees. And as I alluded to earlier on, today's ride takes us over to the east of Scotland slightly. In Scotland we have a phenomenon, forget about Roswell, we have something called the Falkirk Triangle, and today we are heading over that way for all you ufologists. Scotland seems to be a little gold mine for UFO sightings, and in a place particular between Glasgow and Edinburgh there's a little village called Bonnybridge, so we are actually going to head there at the moment, and I'll tell you a couple of wee stories about sightings over in Bonnybridge when we get there. So just key this into the sat nav and here we go. 17 miles, that sounds good, and we'll head off there now. Over there is the Campsie Fells, where last year on our way to Fintry we climbed up the Crow Road. We're heading in to a little town called Kirkintilloch, which is on our route to Bonnybridge. Now I've got a lot of time for Kirkintilloch. I lived here from I was about 12 till I got married when I was 23, so 11, 12 happy years here. Many of my friends have gone and left Kirkintilloch, much like myself, but went to school here, went to the pub here, went to a thing called discos. Some of the younger members or readers of YouTube might not remember what a disco was, but anyway, a discotheque. So happy memories of this place. It's changed a wee bit. Over there used to be a football park. It's probably now been developed into housing. That used to be a garage. That's now developed into housing. And up here on the right it was my friend's house, where we used to practice in his garage, where Bellevue Avenue here on the right, I think. Yeah, up there is where we were going to be rock stars. 1975, I think. So anyway, this is we're heading over to Kilsyth and then on to Bonnybridge after that. What a lovely day. What a lovely day to be on the motorbike. We're just coming towards the latter part of April, and unusually, even throughout I think the whole UK, it's been a very, very dry April. Still a wee bit cold for this time of year. As I said, it's been sitting about 12 or 13 degrees for quite a few days, but it's starting to get a wee bit warmer now, and certainly out on the bike and in the sunshine, it's fine. It's lovely, lovely. Very conducive for Harley riding, methinks. So anyway, just coming to the end of Kirkintilloch, and oh, there's another place up there. I don't know if you can see it in the sign, Lennoxtown. Lived there as well for a short period of time. In fact, moved to Lennoxtown just when we got married. Bought our first flat over there for the priceless sum of £16,500. So, don't know what you'd buy for it now. Now, looking up at the sky as well as keeping my eye very much on the road, if you see anything flying by, please drop me a line on my YouTube channel. Anyway, we're not far from it now. Bonnybridge has a population of approximately 6,000, but it's subject to over 300 UFO sightings per annum. Now, here we are, Bonnybridge. Now, in Scotland we have the Loch Ness Monster, and I'm not saying the Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist, but does no harm to our tourist attraction. Now, I've no wish to be disparaging of ufology in Scotland, but the modern phenomenon of UFOs over the skies of Scotland certainly does no harm at all to the Scottish tourist industry either. So here we are in Bonnybridge, the UFO capital of Scotland. Bonnybridge has a population of about 6,000, and it has in excess of 300 UFO sightings per annum. Local councillor William Buchanan of Falkirk District Council has actually written to 3 Prime Ministers, John Major, Tony Blair, David Cameron, about the number of incidents which have been happening in the area. First incident of note was in 1989 when a fire engine was attending a call out here, and a red object came towards them and then flew away at speed. A second object then appeared, a white object appeared. That then flew off to a place called Loch Elrig, which was about 10 minutes from here, and that hovered above the water, and the people who saw that reckoned they were only about 8 metres from it. So there you go, a place of great mystery is Bonnybridge. So at the moment the skies above Bonnybridge are clear, beautiful sunny day, and unfortunately I have not had any UFOs to report at the moment. That wasn't the case in 1992 when a local businessman named James Walker was on this road here. This is the road between Falkirk and Bonnybridge. He spotted a star-shaped object which was hovering above the road, and it then flew off at breakneck speed. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing any star-shaped objects hovering above anything, although I do see a couple of big windmills over there. In 1992, Isabel Stoggart, on her way home, came across a blue ball, a hovering blue ball, and out of the blue ball a door opened and a howl-like noise came from the ball. And needless to say, she sped off at some speed thereafter. But I'm afraid today I'm not seeing anything. I'm at the Scottish Power Energy Networks Bonnybridge site. Wonder if this would be an area of interest for aliens, how we supply our electricity, but maybe not. In 2004, a number of locals reported seeing a large cigar-shaped object hovering above the local golf course. So there you go, there's another one. With over 300 sightings per year in this area, that's nearly one a day. So we've got probably a 70 or 80% chance on average of seeing something today. Going to head now over to Livingston. There is an incident took place there many years ago which was reported throughout the world by ufologists involving a local man there. So we'll head over there now. It's about half an hour from here, and we'll see if we can pick that up and give you a wee bit more information on that incident. So here we are at Dechmont Woods, where an incident happened in 1979 to a forestry worker here called Robert Taylor. The Dechmont UFO trail. We're here. We're going to head up to there. Did you know that in the morning of the 9th of November 1979, Dechmont Wood was the site of a very unusual encounter known as the Robert Taylor incident? Following the waymarked trail to discover more about this unusual event and to enjoy the wonderful woodlands, wildlife and views of Dechmont Law. Okay, so let's go. Well, starting off where we left last year, Dechmont Woods is also named Dechmont Law. And I've known through experience the law part of it means there's a hill somewhere involved. So we're on a small incline at the moment. So we're heading up there. Towards these trees. And we're obviously on the right trail because this is the UFO trail. Well, like all good cinema photographers, you've got to have a break for your coffee in a flask and lunchtime roll. So on the way up to the UFO sighting place, there's a lovely wee bench here, so I've just stopped for 10 minutes and just take your views in. I mean, look at that. That is Livingston over there. Livingston is one of the new towns. It was created way back in the 60s and the 70s in Scotland. And it sits about, I don't know, 15 miles outside Edinburgh. So what was the Robert Taylor incident? Well, Robert Taylor was a forester working in these woods in 1979. Robert Taylor came across a large, round, grey-shaped dome while he was working that day. The dome had a flange around it. There were arms protruding from it, and from what looked like on top of that there was blades. Object appeared to be about 20 feet in diameter and about 12 feet high. And as Robert stood there, 2 3-foot balls with what he described as splices came towards him. With very, very powerful choking smell, and basically became unconscious. When he woke up, it had all gone. On returning home, he had grazes in his chin, his thigh, and his clothes were torn. He appeared in quite a dishevelled state, according to his wife. He reported the incident to the police, and the police basically recorded it as common assault. So as far as we're aware, that's the only time an alien has been the source of a common assault in Scotland or the UK or the world. I don't know. So in 2018, the sign which you saw when I came into the park was erected, and the UFO trail was set up for people like me to find it rather easily, probably. Robert Taylor reckoned he passed out for 20 minutes. When he came to, he heard a hissing sound. He had to make his way to his truck, which he'd parked about 100 yards away. After the incident, immediately after the incident, he was unable to walk and had to, I believe, had to crawl to his truck. So something seismic happened to that man that day. The actual place of the encounter, we'll see, was investigated at the time, and there was ladder type marks on the ground made by someone, which reinforced Robert's story. It was never found out what actually made the marks. Got to remember also that this incident happened some 40 years ago, so the maturity of the trees around here is somewhat moved on since the reported incident, so I take it wasn't as densely populated by trees as it currently is now. But I must admit, if you're actually going to meet an alien and he doesn't want to particularly be seen by a lot of other people, it's an ideal place for it to happen. Gentleman over there, but he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I don't think he's an alien. Now this is a nice sunny April day. COVID restrictions in Scotland are being lifted. We can move out from our own area, but even that place is still pretty quiet. When this incident happened in November '79, I bet there wasn't a lot of people up this way. One, probably it hadn't been established as it has been now, and secondly, it's November in Scotland, so not the sort of best of weathers to be out and about. I'm walking through the woods at the moment, and it's lovely. Don't see any spherical silver or blue balls or white balls or red balls coming my way, but hey ho, you never know. It's quite strange. It's a lovely tranquil walk, but in the background I can hear the motorway, the M8. We must be only a few hundred yards away from it. It's strange to think it's that close. I think we're coming up to where it happened now.